Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, the rematch, December, Saudi Arabia. We've seen it how it played out the first time, and I feel Fury had success early on, then Usyk took over. How does this one play out?
Let me just say this, and I'll make it quick. Usyk beats him again, beats him easier. Beats him easier.
Interesting.
I said, people go, when I picked Usyk the first time, oh, he's bigger, this, that. You know why? Usyk has problem with guys who give him angles. Usyk fights on angles. If you stand in front of Fury, Fury's going to be great. But if you give him angles, it gives him problems. Usyk fights on angles. And Usyk his boxing IQ is off the charts. So, and it showed. Yeah, Fury did well, hurt him. But this guy was fighting on angles, man, and eventually he caught him, and I think he beats him easier this time. Fury ain't the hardest guy to figure out. You see him once, you know what he's going to do. I think he beats him easier.
It's an interesting fight, and in that fight, it went true to form because I think Alexander Usyk is one of the best finishers I've ever seen in boxing. When I say finishers, he owns the last 4.5 rounds of every single fight he's been in. You go all the way back to sometimes the last 5 rounds, but that's a big chunk of a fight, right? And even if you go back to those great fights he had in the cruiserweight division where he fought really good fighters, I mean, really good. Guys could get a little work done against him at certain points, as did, Fury. He owns those last 4 or 5 rounds. And when you know you're going to own those last 4 or 5 rounds, if you don't get knocked out, you're probably going to end up winning a fight.
It's a heck of a mindset.
Yeah.
Usyk for me seems like somebody who, when he's got a new opponent in front of him, it gives him 3, 4 rounds maybe to work his opponent out. He almost treats his opponents like a Rubik's cube, and then once he's figured them out.
That's a good point.
With Fury, the first fight already happened. He almost now can know what to expect to half an extent with him there. So is that why it's easier this time, Ray?
Yeah, I think Fury's going to say, oh, I know what to expect. You know what to expect? You get hit on that chin, you're going to get dropped again, maybe. So for Usyk knows now, Fury ain't the hardest guy to figure out. He ain't the hardest guy to figure out. Big, strong guy who moves very well, punches good, but, he tries to lay on you where you're down physically. And Usyk didn't allow him to do that because he's moving, like I said, fighting on angles. That's the thing. Fury's got to change. You got to change it up.
Well, now having said all this, there's one thing about Tyson Fury that is the most remarkable thing ever. He could be the most resilient fighter
that's
in the history of boxing.
He's got a great chin.
Staggering.
No dispute.
So right, and it doesn't diminish what we've said about it, but what it does do is keep Tyson Fury in every fight he's going to be in, and he always gives himself a chance in those fights. And so, and guess what? It was a very interesting and exciting fight.
Entertaining fight.
And this one maybe, although if Ray's prediction holds up, Usyk makes it a little even more one-sided. But my temptation is to think it's still going to be a pretty intriguing fight.
I think it will be. I will be for as long as it goes. Let me go to distance again.
Yeah.
Let me go to distance again.
Right, I'm going to ask you this as the former fighter. When you're entering a fight and you've lost to this man opposite you in the other corner, how was your mentality and mindset? Is there any doubt creeping because you've already lost to that person?
Well, I had a rematch when I lost my title to Bramble. I fought the rematch. That's always going to creep. But that's the challenge. It's a battle of the mind. You've heard that many times, right? And you got to push that out. Yeah. And you think, I lost this guy. He beat me, and how he beat me, but no, this time it's gonna be different. I'm gonna be better. I'm learn from my mistakes. I learn from I watched the fight. I know I can capitalize on his mistakes. And you gotta talk yourself into it. So it's a battlefield of the mind. That's for sure.
Fantastic. That's my last question, gents. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure speaking to you both.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Good to be with you.
Thank you very much.